We are Laurie and Hannah, also known as Journey with the Gingers. In this video, we take you along with us on a mother-daughter trip to New York City. We have a full list of things to do and 3 days to accomplish them all. Come with us as the Gingers take on New York. Good morning, this is Laurie.
And Hannah.
And once again, we're Journey with the Gingers. Today we are visiting the Statue of Liberty, and then we're going to be going to the Empire State Building and doing a tour. So if you're looking into what to do in New York City, make sure you watch and follow us. And if you don't mind hitting that like button, we would appreciate it. Let's go.
We began our visit to the iconic Statue of Liberty by taking a lift to Battery Park. We pre-purchased our tickets online and we arrived at our 9 a.m. reservation time. Before boarding the ferry, we did have to go through security. The security was very similar to the TSA process at most airports. We boarded the very crowded ferry from Battery Park to Liberty Island. The ride was amazing and we got some incredible views of the Manhattan skyline along the way. Of course, we loved being greeted by the magnificent Statue of Liberty standing tall in front of us as we approached Liberty Island. We purchased the tickets with the add-on that granted us access to the pedestal of the statue. You can also purchase an add-on access to the crown, but that option was not available on this day. We will be posting a video in the future from when my father and I actually were able to climb up the stairs to the crown. It's definitely something that I recommend that you do once in your lifetime. To get to the pedestal, you can climb stairs or use an elevator. Just so you know, if you have knee issues or back issues, I do recommend using the elevator. The views from the pedestal were truly incredible. After we took in the views, we walked outside around the base of the statue. We highly suggest that you take a selfie or two in this location with the beautiful Lady Liberty. After a quick lunch at the cafe on Liberty Island, we boarded the ferry to go to Ellis Island. As we stepped off the ferry and onto the island, we couldn't help but feel a sense of awe for the history that has taken place on Ellis Island, the gateway to America for millions of immigrants. The main building that was a part of the Ellis Island Museum was a beautiful and massive building. When you first enter the Great Hall, you see these massive windows and towering ceilings. You can almost imagine the crowds of people who had passed through here, speaking dozens of different languages and carrying all of their possessions. The exhibits in the museum taught us so much about what life was like for these immigrants. From the medical exams they had to undergo to the legal hurdles they had to navigate. It was clear that the journey to America was not an easy one. After taking the ferry back to Battery Park, we walked through the financial district to Trinity Church. As you approach Trinity Church, the first thing that strikes you is the stunning architecture. The church is surrounded by towering skyscrapers, but it still manages to stand out with its beautiful neo-Gothic design. One of the highlights of a visit to Trinity Church is seeing its historical graveyard. The graveyard is the final resting place of many notable historical figures, such as Alexander Hamilton and his wife Eliza. Trinity Church was founded in 1697, and it has played an important role in history ever since. The church has been the site of many important events, including the inauguration of George Washington as the first president of the United States. As we walked through the doors of the church, we were just amazed at its beautiful architecture and stained glass windows. It was the perfect peaceful atmosphere in comparison to the hustle and bustle of the city outside. Next, we headed to tour the iconic Empire State Building. We definitely suggest that you tour the Empire State Building on a Monday afternoon. We experienced little to no crowds. We began our tour with the interactive Empire State Building Museum on the second floor. The museum features information about the building's construction from start to finish. You are even able to step into a simulation of riding one of the original elevators. One of the rooms focused on the large amount of movies and medias in which the Empire State Building has been featured. Next, we entered a room with windows showing what the outside would have looked like in the 1930s from the observatory. King Kong was peering inside the windows from his perch outside. You can also take some fun pictures with King Kong's hands in this room. The last part of this exhibit is a gallery of photos of a wide variety of celebrities and well-known figures that have taken pictures at the Empire State Building Observatory. The elevator ride to the 80th floor is an experience in itself. You arrive there in just under 45 seconds. Once you reach this floor, you will be amazed at all the beautiful views out the windows from every side of the building. We spent a while here just looking to identify various landmarks throughout New York City. Finally, we entered another elevator to head to the 86th floor to gain access to the observation deck. We were greeted with more stunning views of the city. On a clear day, you can see for miles in every direction. And of course, while you're up there, you have to take some photos. For the last night of our trip, we enjoyed a delicious meal at a local Korean restaurant. We had japchae, bibimbap, and seafood tteokbokki. And then the next morning we woke up really early to catch our flight home. This wasn't goodbye New York. Instead, it was see you again soon, because I knew I would be back again in 4 months with my dad. I can't stay away from New York for too long.